Hi, Thomas from Field Tennis. Hopefully you play mini tennis for warm-up, but there's a certain technical adjustment that you can do that will benefit you greatly also when you play from the baseline. What typically happens when you play mini tennis is that you're doing normal backswings like this, and you just think, oh well, I have to play slower, and that's not really a good idea. It's much better that instead of going back with your arm, you actually go forward with your arm and just play more with your hand or with your racket head. So let me demonstrate a few strokes on the forehand side. So as you can see, as the ball is coming, I'm actually going forward with my hand in relation to my body. I'm going forward. You might see my hand go back a little bit, but that's because I use my body to turn. But actually in relation to my body, from ready position, I'm not going backward, I'm actually going forward. Here are a few more. And then I just use my hand to manipulate the ball gently.
Here's a closer look at what's really going on. So as you can see, my arm is bent and the hand is close to the body. And now when the racket starts to move back through space, you might assume that I'm doing it with my arm, but 90% of this movement is being done with the body rotation and just slightly letting the racket drop. I'm actually extending my arm forward, and because of that and body rotation I get very little backswing, and that enables me to play mini tennis with feel and with not too much power.
And I can do the same thing on the backhand. So instead of doing a full backhand and just thinking, oh, I have to play slow, which is actually quite difficult, I push my hand forward, I just create a little tension in my wrist, and I play mini tennis from there. This is also a very good technical advice for your backhand, because your one-handed backhand needs some tension here in your wrist, which you then release. So we release a little bit in the wrist, and later we also release a little bit from the shoulder. So we have to create some tension with our left hand, and then we can release. But you can practice that on mini tennis first, just more for your hand. So whenever the ball is coming, just think you want to actually, from ready position, put your hand forward and then just gently manipulate the ball. Few more backhands, Urban. So when the ball is coming, I'm actually going forward and I just play gently with the ball. One of the main goals when you play mini tennis, besides just warming up, is to establish the ideal contact point for your strokes. So if you cannot be on time on mini tennis, you won't be on time on the baseline. And so this exercise is excellent. I mean this technical adjustment, because you almost cannot be late. You're intercepting the ball so that it cannot get behind you. And so that's how you are establishing a contact point. You feel exactly where your ideal contact point is. And you can then bring that to the baseline. And here's this mini tennis forehand and backhand technique from the front angle. So you can see that I basically don't make any backswing. I just put the racket behind the ball from this angle. Although in relation to my body, I just stick my hands forward and then just gently manipulate the ball. So let me know how this technique works for you, and if there are any benefits also to your ground strokes when you move back to the baseline.